Support for WUWM podcasts comes from University School of Milwaukee, fulfilling a values-based mission of developing learners, fostering leaders, and preparing citizens for pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. More information at usm.org/mission.
You're listening to Lake Effect Spotlight from WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR station. Here's one of our favorite conversations about what's happening in the city.
Many Midwesterners have donned a pair of ice skates and hit the rink or a frozen pond in the winter. But have you ever tried a skating ribbon? It's essentially an ice skating trail in the woods, and the first one opened in Wisconsin last winter. It's called the Glide at Boulder Junction Winter Park, an outdoor winter recreation area. For this month's Wandering Wisconsin, we'll help you plan a trip there. Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen is joined by Mary Jones, the executive director of the Boulder Junction Chamber of Commerce, and Amanda Weibel with Travel Wisconsin.
Mary, can you start by explaining what the Glide is?
Absolutely. The Glide is a skating ribbon. It is a 0.8-mile loop through the forest here in Boulder Junction, Wisconsin. The probably closest sort of parallel to skating the ribbon is like skating wild ice. So it is maintained. There is a Zamboni, there is a water machine, there's brushing that happens daily to help maintain the ice. Because it is laid down on a natural surface, there are some, little hills, little dips, things that you encounter along the way that makes it different than just skating on a level skating rink.
So this is the Glide's second year. What has the response been from visitors?
It has been astronomically positive. It was something that we really didn't know what to expect the first year. And just the opening weekend had a huge response. Thousands of loops around the Glide, according to our trail counters. And since then, that interest has only grown. So far this year, we've had, I think it's about 15,000 visitors, if not more, to the Glide just since it opened mid-December this winter.
So what should people plan for? About how long will the ribbon take, and what's the best way to enjoy their time?
It's a lot of fun. We do have skating aids. We have some walkers out there for people who need a little bit of help, like if you haven't skated in a while or you're not the strongest skater. Like I said, there are those little bits of hills and dips as you're skating along, but you're in the woods, you're in the forest. So you are skating through just this beautiful forested area. It's gorgeous. You're seeing nature like you haven't seen it before. So depending on if you are, going a little bit more leisurely, enjoying it with your friends, maybe 10 minutes at the longest. If you are speed skating, I think we had someone that says their record is doing it in 4 minutes. Personally, I think it's more fun to go a little bit slower and really take in your surroundings, but there are people that go out there and that's their exercise in the winter since they can't go running.
How did this idea come about? I understand that skating ribbons are popular in Canada, so how did the Glide come to be in Boulder Junction?
We have a very dedicated and involved parks board here in Boulder Junction, and they are constantly looking for things to bring to town that will enrich the local environment and be something that the locals can enjoy, but something that will help our tourism industry and bring in people from all over the state. And so one of the men on the parks board, his wife had seen a video of someone actually on a skating ribbon in Canada and brought it to him and said, "Wouldn't this be fun?" And he said, "It absolutely would." Took it back to the rest of the parks board, and they were able to make it happen.
So you did talk a little bit about maintenance, but how was the park built and how is the ribbon maintained?
Boulder Junction Winter Park is actually a partnership between the town of Boulder Junction and the Wisconsin DNR. It is part of the Northern Highland American Legion State Forest, and the town operates the park through a land use agreement with the DNR. The park has actually been in existence for years as Boulder Junction Winter Park, and the skating ribbon that we're skating on now, prior to last winter, was actually a snowshoeing trail. And it got a handful of people throughout the winter, but we are surrounded, like I said, by the Northern Highland American Legion State Forest, which with much more expansive trails available to us. So this little loop wasn't getting utilized very often. And so that's sort of how the skating ribbon came to be where it is. In terms of maintenance, the town purchased a Zamboni that is pulled by a tractor. They also have a water system that lays down the water on the trail that freezes into the ice. They also have a brush roller that is put on a tractor to help maintain it as well. Last year, we had a volunteer team spend about 4,000 hours. It was between 4,000 and 8,000 hours maintaining the trail. They're out every morning that the weather allows to clear any snow that's fallen overnight, to lay down water as needed, and then to run the Zamboni as needed to maintain the ice conditions.
And what else can people do at the winter park?
In addition to the skating ribbon, the Boulder Junction Winter Park has an ice skating rink for more freestyle skating or for playing hockey. There is a sledding hill, a warming hut, a fire pit area, as well as a picnic pavilion.
All right, and Amanda, I'm going to turn to you. For our outdoor winter enthusiasts, what else would you recommend people do in the Boulder Junction area?
Well, Becky, there are so many ways to enjoy the outdoors in the area. Mary mentioned the Northern Highland American Legion State Forest. This is a massive forest. It covers more than 200,000 acres, and it's also a great destination for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. There are four excellently groomed and tracked cross-country ski trails, and several of them run alongside the lake, so it's very beautiful. And speaking of those lakes, definitely pack your ice fishing gear when you visit. Vilas County is actually home to over 1,300 lakes. And some of the local favorites in the Boulder Junction area include Wildcat, High, and Fish Trap lakes, so definitely check those out. Another favorite winter activity in the area is snowmobiling. Vilas County is where the modern snowmobile was invented 102 years ago. And today you can find over 120 miles of trails in the Boulder Junction area alone, but those trails hook up with hundreds of more miles of trails in the broader region. And if you don't have your own sled or you can't bring it up with you, Boulder Marine Center rents snowmobiles for daily use, and they also rent all the gear that you'll need to stay warm and comfortable on your ride.
And how about for those who maybe want to take a break from the cold and find something to do inside?
You're also going to find some really great shopping options in the area. The Boulder Junction Trading Company is a really fun one to check out. They have a wide selection of goods. You'll find gifts, candy, jewelry, clothes, soup mixes, and much more. Another local business is Moon Deer and Friends Gallery. This gallery is open on weekends through March 1st, and they stock contemporary artwork from more than 150 local and regional artists. You are going to find pieces covering all kinds of mediums, from wood carving and ceramics to paintings, photography, metal sculptures, and it's just so incredible to see so many local artists on display. If you're looking for a little excursion, head to nearby St. Germain for the Snowmobile Hall of Fame. This is a museum that's dedicated to preserving and showcasing that rich history of snowmobiling. And you're going to see historic sleds, some trophies, apparel, and you can watch videos of both recreational and competitive riding.
Okay, so if someone's planning a winter getaway around visiting the Glide, where are some places you'd recommend they stay in the Boulder Junction area?
I recommend checking out Big Bear Hideaway if you're looking for that quintessential cabin feel. The resort features these modern built log cabins that were constructed out of locally felled logs. And each cabin, again, it's just that warm, inviting look and feel. Big Bear Hideaway also has a sauna on site, so that's going to be a really great spot to relax your muscles after skating at the Glide. Another good in-town option is the Boulder Junction Motor Lounge. It has a classic roadside motor lounge look to it. You can arrive at your leisure. They have a self check-in system, so it's really easy to start your adventure. And they have several visitor-focused amenities. They have an on-site storage shed for bikes, so if you're up in the area for some winter fat biking, that's really convenient. And you can also unwind in the common area with their new massage chairs.
Okay, that sounds nice. And how about some places to grab a hot drink or a meal?
You will find lots of tasty options to warm up at the Boulder Junction Coffee Company. It's a really quaint coffee shop. All the different coffee and tea drinks that you would want to keep warm while spending a day outside, but you'll want to stick around for the food too. Boulder Junction Coffee Company serves made to order breakfast and lunch, and it's a really simple yet delicious menu. It's got lots of comforting sandwiches and great baked goods. Also, make sure to check out the newest destination. Boulder Junction Brewing Company just opened last month. This has been a really long anticipated microbrewery, and they're bringing bold, fresh flavors to the Northwoods. So you can be one of the first visitors to try their initial round of 6 original beers that are brewed right on Main Street, Boulder Junction.
All right, so for both of you, because the glide is a relatively new experience, I'm wondering what you would want a new visitor to know before they make the trip.
Certainly, before someone comes to skate the glide, I would definitely recommend planning ahead with your skates. If you're going to bring your own, fantastic. But if you're looking to borrow or rent skates, definitely plan ahead for that because the rentals in town are in high demand.
And how about for you, Amanda?
Well, I think people have things they look forward to doing each season in Wisconsin. And the glide is such a great reminder that there are new and unexpected ways to get out and make winter memories this year. This is Wisconsin's first ice skating ribbon. So a lot of folks haven't had the pleasure of experiencing it yet, skating through the woods. So I really suggest just embracing the awe of it all. Enjoy that truly picturesque setting. Take some time to appreciate how unique of an attraction it is and go and make some memories while the season lasts.
Well, Amanda and Mary, thank you so much for joining me for Wandering Wisconsin.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Amanda Weibel is the Communications Officer for Travel Wisconsin. Mary Jones is the Executive Director of Boulder Junction Chamber of Commerce. They both joined Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen for this month's Wandering Wisconsin. And for more ideas of places to travel around our state, head to WUWM.com.
That was the Lake Effect Spotlight podcast. It comes from WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR station. Lake Effect is WUWM's talk show all about what's happening in the city. If you want to hear more conversations like this, subscribe to the Lake Effect Spotlight podcast, and you'll hear highlights from the show. If you want to hear the full show, it's on the radio at noon, Monday through Friday, on 89.7.
This is Tanya Mosley, co-host of Fresh Air. You'll see your favorite actors, directors, and comedians on late-night TV shows or YouTube. But what you get with Fresh Air is a deep dive. Spend some quality time with people like Billie Eilish, Questlove, Ariana Grande, Stephen Colbert, and so many more. We ask questions you won't hear asked anywhere else. Listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.